Welcome viewers, Dr. JWAU. The Australian Labor Party's problem isn't just a bad poll at 29% primary support. The deeper danger is that votes may no longer believe its policies are improving their lives. Australia is speaking up. Tanya Plibersek points to tax cuts, housing programs, cheaper medicines and bulk billing, all of which are not adding up with the studies on these things that they are saying are working. Barnaby Joyce attacks the gap between those claims and everyday expense. Labor says it is tackling housing. People are still struggling. Labor says power is becoming cheaper. Joyce argues families and industries are feeling it. Labor says it's easing pressure, yet its political support has collapsed. And that is One Nation's strongest attack. Labor keeps selling success, while voters increasingly see failure.
Support for the government has dropped to levels not seen since Julia Gillard was Prime Minister. In the latest Newspoll, Labor fell to 29% in the primary vote, the lowest rating for the party since June 2013, recorded just days before Kevin Rudd ousted Ms Gillard in a leadership spill.
The
coalition and One Nation also fell by 1 point
and
as backing for the Greens and others improved.
This gets very ugly between Plibersek and Joyce.
Tanya Plibersek and One Nation MP Barnaby Joyce. Good morning to both of you. Tanya, so Labor remains neck and neck with One Nation, but it was only late last year, in the final Newspoll of the year, that you guys were hovering around 37%. One Nation were just 15% in the primary vote. That's a massive change around. Are you worried by how much ground you have lost in less than a year?
Well, it's certainly a change, and we've got a bit of time between now and the next election to right that. And that's why we are absolutely focused every day on making a real difference in people's lives. It's why we've invested in tax cuts, up to $3,000 on average. In Barnaby's electorate, 75,000 people will get a tax cut. It's why we're focused on helping people into a home of their own. Again, in Barnaby's electorate, that's about 2,300 people. More than 3,000 people have taken up the home battery program in Barnaby's electorate. Now, these are all things that One Nation would oppose, and they've got a leader who says that Australians are paid too much, they're lazy and they should be easier to sack. So we're very focused on making a real difference in people's lives. Just today, we've got the new bulk billing figures out. Bulk billing's up 12% in Barnaby's electorate, and there's an extra 13 bulk billing GP clinics in his electorate, and the Tamworth Urgent Care Clinic's seen more than 33,000 people. $20 million saved on medicines because of changes we've made as a government in Barnaby's electorate alone. So we're focused on making a real difference to people's lives so that we can take some of that pressure off.
And Barnaby, Anthony Albanese is still the preferred Prime Minister, double the support of Angus Taylor, about 15 points ahead of Pauline Hanson. How do you plan on closing that gap and making sure that the vote for One Nation isn't just a protest vote?
Well, it sounds like Barnaby must be doing an incredibly good job in his electorate, so I thank you for the advertising, Tanya, but obviously when you give lines like that, it means that there's no authenticity in it, Tanya. It just means you're blurting out the lines.
This gets very ugly, viewers.
What's happened is people don't believe in the authenticity of Labor beyond socialism. They're very good at socialism. They're very good at taking away the rights of our land. They're very good at intermittent power and putting the price of power up through the roof. They talk about the fix the housing crisis. Have you seen it? They talk about the fix the power prices. Have you seen it? It's just not authentic. It's blurting lines. It's prepared.
What's your plan?
Prepared by central office before Tanya comes on television.
What's your plan?
Now, our plan is to get rid of the climate change department, to start thinking about the people rather than about the United Nations, rather than about sort of airy-fairy ideas, which in Tanya's electorate are probably very, very popular.
They're just slogans, Barnaby.
People who are struggling people who are struggling to pay their power bills, to pay for their groceries, to get ahead in life. It really hurts them. I was down at the coal miners the other day in Barnaby's electorate, and they're being pushed out of a job because of the safeguard mechanism, which the Labor Party believes in, because they're going to change the weather, going to change the rain.
Yeah, Tanya, are you worried that this isn't just a protest vote? That it seems to be solid now. A poll after poll, we sit here week after week, and One Nation is there, 25 to 29, up there with you.
The conflict coming up is absolutely disgraceful. The politicians have completely lost their way.
The difference in their own lives. Like Barnaby's talking about power prices, for example. In his electorate, the local power provider, the prices have gone down 7%, the default market offer.
I love it when they say it's going down. And it just defies reality.
Well, Barnaby,
that's crazy.
That is actually what people get as a default market offer. That's not made up. That is
heavy industry must be coming back to
world.
Australia, Tanya.
In the real world.
Which major heavy industry company?
And you talk about. You go on about coal. The reason, Barnaby, the reason that coal-fired power is so expensive is because there has not been a single day without an unplanned outage. The coal-fired power stations keep breaking down, Barnaby, because they're 50 years old. It's like driving a 50-year-old car. They break down and they're expensive to fix.
And look at your intermittent power of solar and wind and work it out.
The reason power prices are coming down is because of the increase in renewables, Barnaby.
You still make excuses for hurting people.
Well, yeah, let's leave it there with the power, because
it gets ugly, viewers. They're completely out of control. Labor's lost their way.
Let's look at something else.
The guy who was the Deputy Prime Minister for years has no solutions.
You are the government, Tanya. You have
just
been
a load of complaints.
It's a problem now, and it has been for a long time.
Viewers, Labor can keep announcing programs, subsidies and statistics, but when Australians are still struggling with housing, power bills and the cost of living, telling them things are improving sounds increasingly disconnected from the reality of which Australians are experiencing under this government. And that is the political damage One Nation is exploiting. Labor says its policies are delivering, but the people that are living under them know that they're not. And at 29% primary support, Labor can no longer dismiss that disconnect as political noise. Australia is not happy with this government. The problem isn't simply that Labor's sales pitch has failed and continues to fail. It's more that more Australians may be concluding the product itself under Labor has not only failed them, but the entire nation as a whole.